The prices of major staple foods in Nigeria, such as beans, yam, potato, plantain, and tomato, have risen by over 250% in the last 1 year. This is according to the latest food price watch from the National Bureau of Statistics, the NBS, which states that the price of beans soared by 252% between June 2023 and June 2024. In another twist, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has again raised the monetary policy rate, which measures the interest rates, by 50 basis points from 26.25% to 26.75% amid soaring inflation and skyrocketing food prices. The phone line is open and the numbers will be displayed on your screen at any moment. Do well to call in with your contributions to this development, especially on how the rising food prices makes it even more difficult for Nigerians to be disparaged from the government's efforts towards ensuring that the protest does not happen, because they say a hungry man is indeed a angry man, and then when somebody does not have any food in the stomach, it is often difficult for you to convince him to do the rational thing. And I think we have a caller now. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location?
My name is Shetima Yakudima, calling from Maiduguri.
Shetima from Maiduguri, regular caller. Good morning, Shetima. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sagir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Well, the NBS says it's 252%, but we both know that the figures is quite higher than that, isn't it?
Honestly speaking, Mr. Sagir, it is just a statement. It is even above that. It is above that, honestly. Because what you used to buy at 200 naira now, you cannot get it unless you have 2,500 naira. 200 naira, imagine. So this thing, we can say it is from God, and it is only God can solve this. But there is negligence in the side of our government. Government did not take any action about it, and they are just relaxing, doing their party, to drink their tea, and they forget us, we the masses. And they forget that we are the one that voted them into power. We are waiting for 4 days to see what they did on their plate, honestly speaking, because we are all angry about this.
Indeed.
You see, Mr. Sagir,
yes.
I don't know why government is so relaxed in taking measures about these things. You see, I can remember when I was in primary school, there is a rule where it is only government that can own store. These marketers built multi stores. They are stocking food in the store. When the price, they are the one that designing the price.
So you mean they are holding these food items and hoping that the price is going to increase so they can sell at a higher premium?
Exactly. They raise the money to become high when they will remove the food out of the store and they sell.
Now, Shetima, you see, the rising food prices is another reason why Nigerians say they are angry and they are coming out to express or voice this anger.
For protest.
Yeah, exactly. But we had a conversation just yesterday, and you're not in support. Would you say that the right thing to do would be to wait for the conclusion of this current administration, that's at 2027, for Nigerians to go out in their numbers and do their minds by voting those who they think will bring them some form of ease and relief?
You see, the truth of the matter is, Mr. Sagir, it will be very difficult to make a protest in Nigeria peacefully and finish peacefully, because the government did not have an hearing ear. And two, our fear is the bad elements to come in to spoil the name of those protesters. These protesters, they are doing it with all sincerity. But bad ones, they will wear the clothes and do the worst.
Indeed.
And the blame will go to the organizers of this protest.
I definitely understand your point.
But if not, there is no solution better than that protest. Because as I told you yesterday, a tree of liberty can only be watered by life and blood for the coming generation to enjoy the shelter. If we keep on staying at home, it is this situation that will kill us, honestly speaking. Because now for a meal, Sagir, for a meal, you will spend 2,000 naira to eat a meal, one meal, honestly.
But now this 2,000 naira, is this 2,000 naira for buying ingredients to prepare the meal, or it includes buying the actual meal itself?
At Mama Put sellers.
Oh, okay, Mama Put.
Mama Put. It will consume 2,000 naira before you eat Mama Put.
And like you said, it usually costs around between 200 and 300 naira.
If you say to cook, so again, if you say to cook, even 500 naira will not cook food for you. 5,000 naira will not cook food
for a family.
Exactly, for a family. And this 5,000 naira for a small family. You, a husband and wife with 2 children.
It's not enough.
Oh, honestly, we see more than worst.
Shetima, thank you so much, Shetima, for the contributions. I always appreciate your calls because you say it as they are, and you give situation updates with regards to the developments, especially coming from your end there in Maiduguri. Like you said, it's one thing to protest; it's another thing to have a peaceful protest. The fear of this protest getting hijacked is what remains a thing of concern to a lot of Nigerians. We have another caller now. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and what's your location? Hello, good morning. I can hear you if you can hear me.
Yeah, good morning. How's the night? I'm calling from Kebbi State. Ibrahim Kocho by name.
Ibrahim Kocho from Kebbi State, another regular caller. You also didn't support the protest when you called in yesterday, but here we are, 252% increase in the price of food items in the last 1 year. What do you make of it?
Well, honestly speaking, judging with what is on the screen, based on what you are, bringing up today, based on the inflation of food price, is something that one has to be, worrisome, because we are expecting, based on the reaction of going to protest, we are expecting the action from the government to subside the difficulties and the suffering of the masses. But it seems that it's not working. And what we are afraid it is about to happen, because honestly speaking, the protest is the solution, but it is also dangerous. Why? Because day before yesterday, the Inspector General of Police held a conference stating that if the protest does not go down well, they will left with no option than to retaliate. That is to say, you and I know that it is not going to go down well because the bad element will come in there.
Well, Ibrahim, if I could just correct that assertion, the Inspector General of Police said that the police will not allow any unscrupulous elements to turn the protest violent. So I know it's a bit of semantics, but then it's good that we provide a bit of clarity. Please proceed.
Oh, okay, that aside, let's not go to that. Okay. But the only solution to this, is for the government to cut down the cost of governance itself, and also provide necessary landing way for the masses. If you look at what is happening in the market today, you see 500 naira cannot buy you tomatoes and onions to cook for your family. And if you have one mudu of rice today in the market, local rice, it is sold at the rate of 2,700, 2,800. Some are talking about 3,000. So if you go to the market and buy one measure of rice at the rate of 2,005 or 2,007, how much are you going to buy Maggi and all those ingredients to cook? What about the charcoal? The charcoal that we used to buy a bag, 1,005, it is about 4,000, 3,000 plus now. So how are we going to cope up with those? So the government need to come in, not just to go in media and say things that they are not going to work upon. They should take action. Taking action in the sense that they should provide available means, like the president did in the issue of giving providing a huge amount of money to the governors to distribute for the masses. The president needs to know that the governors have been giving money and they have not been doing anything. So the issue of giving the governors money to go and spend recklessly is not the solution. The federal government needs to. The government know where the people live. During campaign, they go to the areas, local areas, corner to corner to find out those people that are going to vote for them. Why is it difficult for them not to do the same thing now? Because they have agencies all over the country. Why can't they use the same pattern to locate those people that are needing their help to help them when they need help most? Why are they playing politics in the life of the innocent people? They should wake up, because when the masses sing into action to protest, definitely good or bad will happen. Because I know that things is not going to go well, and the people are tired and they are desperate. And we have been trying to correct them that they should not go to protest. But it is beyond our control now. Then the people must do that, and the government has to come in.
Thank you so much.
That is my take on this.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim Kotro, calling all the way from Kebbi with his contributions on this development. Ibrahim is been very vocal about, the need for Nigerians not to protest. But here is a submission. If the government does not show sensitivity and sensibility to the plight of Nigerians, it makes it an even more difficult sell, to convince these Nigerians not to protest, not to voice their discontent, not to voice their dissatisfaction with the way things are going in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Ibrahim, once again for those contributions. We have another caller again on the program. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Tony. I'm calling from Benue State.
Tony from Benue. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Please proceed.
I know that the truth of the matter is that the atmosphere is getting high. And that is the simple truth.
It's becoming more and more difficult to convince people not to protest, yes. Tony, because you called yesterday and you were vehemently against the protest. But then again, here we are. How do you convince people who are hungry not to come out to voice their anger over the situation of the country?
Not that I'm against protest, but we are in Abuja. We are in local places. We are on the street. Some things that we are seeing, maybe in Abuja because of security purposes and all these things.
Well, it's still in this. Tony, is still in this Abuja that the Kuje Correctional Facility was broken into and around over 100 inmates escaped. So I don't think it's too different from the situation in the subnationals. But then again, you may proceed, Tony.
I think the greatest mistake this government will do is not to address this issue and allow youth to go on the streets for demonstration. The greatest mistake this very APC administration in 2024 will do is to allow youth to come on the streets to demonstrate.
Why would that be?
People are frustrated. Truth. What I'm expecting them to do now is for President to call a press conference and speak to Nigerian youth. It's for the senators that are going to recess to come to their senatorial zone and start organizing youth to talk to them. They should take drastic, not the sitting president that nothing will have. There is no need for demonstration. They have to address youth and give them word that will soften their heart.
So at this point, the president does not...
It's not because we are not in the...
Tony, you're saying at this point, the president has to come to Nigerians with a human face to literally beg them to understand the situation and exercise a bit of patience. Are you saying that would do a little bit to douse these tensions?
Yes, if Mr. President address the whole nation, our president is like the democracy that he addressed Nigerians. I myself, I was impressed. because most of the things he was speaking is not even written by anybody. He just sat down and started talking to Nigerians. He's somebody that is smart, that can know how to do some certain things. But I don't know what is feeding him up to now that he has not speaking to Nigeria, where the atmosphere is getting worse.
Tony, you sound like somebody. You sound like someone who really believes in the capability of the president, but you're worried that, unfortunately, for some reason, he has not been vocal or active in recent times.
Yes, the way he addressed Nigeria in democracy, I was full of joy. It's not like the former president that everything must be written in script for him to read. It's not like him. He's more smarter than the former president Muhammad Buhari.
In terms of delivering speeches,
our leaders should urgently, both governors, try to speak to the youth.
All right, Tony.
Keeping quiet may be dangerous.
Thank you so much, Tony, for the contributions. Tony called all the way from Benue State with those submissions. Mr. President, you have been advised. Tony says, address Nigerians. Come to us with a human face. Talk to us. Tell us the problems and give us assurances directly. Maybe this would assuage the tensions. Maybe Nigerians would understand. A lot of Nigerians still believe in your ability to deliver and to perform. Perhaps if they see your face, talk about these issues, it would reduce some of the tensions. Maybe the protest would go away, maybe not. Who knows? But we have another caller then. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mohammed Sani. I'm from Niger State.
Mohammed Sani from Niger State. Mohammed, can you hear me?
Hello?
Mohammed, you might need to speak up a bit. We're finding it difficult to make out some of what you're saying, but if you can hear me, please proceed with your contributions. Okay, I think I would have to advise Mohammed to please give us a call back. We're definitely waiting to get, those contributions, those comments, and those concerns, on this development. Rising cost of food items in the market, 252% between June 2023 and June 2024. What's your take? What should be done? And should Nigerians protest as a result? We have another caller now. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name?
Morning.
Your name and your location?
My name is Kingsley from Abuja.
Kingsley from Abuja. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
as
so
regard to
your
what
contribution.
As regard to what we are discussing about the protests,
yes,
I believe that peaceful protest is in hand of the government. If the government allow the protest to be peaceful, it will go peacefully. Because I can remember during the time of Jonathan, when the protest took place, it was not so violent. So any protest that did not go well, governments need to be held accountable, not the people.
All right, Kingsley.
Because we have security agents.
All right, Kingsley. Thank you so much for the contributions. So we're actually not discussing the protest in itself, but however, we're talking about the rising cost of food items, which has led to the increase in pressures that families across Nigeria has been facing, and how it's going to be a difficult sell to advise them against coming out to protest these, frustrations and this strife that they face. Perhaps we should do it like this. When next there's another caller, we'll probably start by asking the cost of certain food commodities in your area. For example, how much is the price of a mudu of rice in your area? How much is a mudu of gari in your area? How much do you buy tomatoes now? For what I can tell, in some communities, you can't, prepare a pot of stew for 1 or 2 persons with 1,000 naira anymore. That's wishful thinking at this point. So if you're calling in, I would start by asking you how much it costs, to buy a mudu of rice or a mudu of beans, or probably to get a tuber of yam. However, the conversation remains the rising cost of food items in the country, which has now hit over 250% increase. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Your name and your location, please.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, so I would need you to turn down the volume of your TV set so it doesn't interfere with the conversation that we're having. You can't listen to me on phone and also try to listen to yourself on TV. There's going to be a lag which is going to cause a lot of interference. So start by reducing the volume of your TV set, then tell me your name and your location.
Okay, sir. I am Sunday Knowledge Wenji calling from Kefi Axis.
Sunday from Kefi, how much is a mudu of rice in Kefi?
Yeah, a mudu of rice around Kefi Axis is about 2,500 naira to 3,000 in some places.
Do you know how much it cost, in previous years, like say 2023? Was it up to this amount?
Yeah, previous years is 700 because my area is a local area of rice production, like Panda area and Baridi in Kaduna State.
Okay.
So we produce rice very well. Rice, as of last year, I even bought 2 bags of rice on peel one. A mudu was 300 naira.
As at last year?
So, but today, a mudu of rice on peel is about 1,005. Yes, 1,005 right now.
Interesting.
And tomato, you don't even talk about it because you can't even find it in the market. Because even if you find it in the market, 3 pieces of tomato is 500 naira right now around Kefi.
Just 3 pieces?
Just 3 pieces, 3-4 pieces, 500, 600.
So that means that if you want to prepare a pot of stew, it would cost around between 4,000 to 5,000 naira.
Exactly. If not, you want to manage. But if it is
that's managing, of course, for just one person.
In fact, 5,000 cannot even produce that, sir. I'm a pastor right now. I want to do a stew for visitors on Sunday. They gave me a quotation. Only tomato alone is 10,000.
Interesting.
Only tomato is 10,000, and they say it's not even going to be enough. So I had to change the plan to jollof rice for the visitors that are coming. So people are really suffering, sir. My members, I told my members in the church that what we need to do, we have to pray for our leaders. We complain and we attack, and where the people voted them, we did the wrong, and we're fighting the wrong. So all we need to do in my church around Gora, Equa Church Gora, Equa Agape Church Gora, I teach them every day about forgiveness. The Bible says, love even your enemy than yourself. Love your enemy, do good to your enemy. Pray for those who hate you, and then love those who even, persecute you. So, but we have neglected that. We complain of the wrong we have done. So we're not facing persecution, but repercussion of what we have done during election.
However,
we fight each other.
What do you say to the fact that some Nigerians have been complaining that their leaders have not been sensitive to the plight that Nigerians have been facing? I mean, in one breath, you see Nigerians complaining about the cost of living, and in another breath, you see politicians spending lavishly on items that they could, have waited in the interim to get. Probably get it later, but are getting now while Nigerians continue to suffer. Hello?
Yes, exactly. You see, sir, one of the problems we're having is this. The problem of Nigeria not even lies with the politician. Even the poor masses have their problems, sir. It's only in Nigeria I've seen the poor masses who are not united. We are not united as poor people. But the protest they're talking about.
Is it not unity that brought about the idea of the protest, though?
Okay, the idea of the protest?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, automatically to me, sir. The government will not allow the protest, either indirectly or directly.
Allegedly.
If the government will provide security, even soldiers this time around, involve them to cover all the areas. In fact, the protest will be successfully. But when you allow only the masses, and probably the police alone, because the masses are even ready to die, let me tell you the truth. I've interviewed a lot of people, even in my own area. They said to die is even gain, because you live as if you are a dead person.
All right.
I know people that cannot eat 1 square meal a day, sir. Let us be realistic. They cannot eat, sir. They come, even Muslim and Christian, I give them food from my church. I know the cry they are bringing. If we give them 2 mudu of maize, they will kneel down and be thanking you like heaven will come down. And that is a ministry Jesus taught us to do. We have to love people. We have to give them food. That is the ministry. Even our religious centers, they are not even doing the right thing. They have to do palliative also.
Well,
so now, the protest, sir, to my own opinion,
yes,
I like the protest.
Okay.
I am with the people who are crying. But we have to sit down and think, will the protest be successful? And the organizers of the protest have to come out. Let us have a proposal, state out the things. Who are going to lead the protest? Who will be in the front? Who will be in the middle? Who will be at the back?
All right.
Who will be at the right side? Who will be at the left side? So that we know how they move, how they work. But when it is done randomly, the government, in fact, one thing with the government, again, I'm disappointed.
Yes.
Their words are very attacking, of course. And their words are very harsh.
Okay.
Because Mr. President has a good heart for Nigeria, but the people speaking on his behalf, sir, they are not really speaking well. They're bringing hot words. And the youth now, I'm telling you, nobody is afraid of anything. So the only thing I am calling on the masses, let us be patient and follow the processes. And the issue of sharing food.
All right. I think it's good to put a pin there. Thank you so much for those contributions. Unfortunately, we have to let you go because other callers are trying to reach out to us and also contribute. But then, thank you so much for these recommendations and, of course, these prayers indeed for our leaders. That calling for the spirit of forgiveness and also calling on Nigerians to have, as much as possible, a peaceful protest to drive home their points and their demand. You called all the way from Kefi there. Thank you so much for the call. And now we'll be taking some WhatsApp messages. It says, good morning, Trust TV. This is Mukhtar Caesar from Jos. Actually, the protest is necessary. Honestly speaking, protest is the only language government will understand. How can a Nigerian man be buying a bag of rice at the rate of 85,000? Well, Mukhtar, that's a question that only the government can answer. It's not true. What we were buying before, like rice, at 1,500 naira is now 5,500 naira. Beans is 7,500 naira per mudu. Bread from 500 naira to 1,500 naira. Ustaz sent this message from Okene, Kogi State. It says, this one says, good morning. The local government councils in Nigeria still has three main daunting challenges for them to function properly, effectively, and in line with the provisions of the CFRN 1999, that's the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. 1. The constitutional duties of the local government had been taken over by the state government, especially the sources of internally generated revenue to all the local governments. 2. The political administration of all the local governments should be separated from that of the state government. Governors appoint all the political office holders in the local government. Example, the supervisors, councillors, advisors, the vice chairman, and the local government's chairman, either as caretaker committees or under elective administration. 3. The local government councils should be constitutionally recognized by the Constitution or Act of the National Assembly as the third tier of government in Nigeria. The legal recognition is necessary and sufficient for the protection of the local governments in Nigeria. The above needed to be done to accomplish the financial autonomy just granted to local governments in Nigeria by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Aptly put, so succinctly put together, but unfortunately, you didn't put your name, you didn't attach your name to the message. Good morning, Abdul Kuta, Niger State. The skyrocketed prices of food calls for concern. Families are really going through hard times. Poor meals and hunger is taking a toll on us. Children are malnourished, I tell you. I will suggest that all State Ministry of Agriculture and the state must wake up and religiously go into mechanized farming. Price control should be adopted immediately. Thank you. This is Abdul Kuta. His comments comes all the way from Niger State. And finally, if the government does not change the current economic team and seek help from Adeshina, Iwala, and Soludo, and His Royal Highness Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, economic collapse is imminent if American election is concluded. God help Nigeria. Tunde from Abuja. So these are some of the responses that we got, via WhatsApp. Please, the line remains open, and of course the WhatsApp is active. Send in those comments, those concerns, and those contributions on the developments. Nigerians have been very vocal about the developments, especially with relations to the rising cost of food items and the skyrocketing cost of living in Nigeria. What's your take? Send in those calls and we'll be waiting to take them. We have another caller now. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Makodi. My name is Zainab.
Zainab from Makodi. How much is a mudu of rice?
My name is Zainab Hussein.
Zainab, I can hear you. How much is a mudu of rice in Makodi today?
2725. They say according to the how the rice is.
Okay, so according
and this everything, people are going through a lot.
Zainab, can you hear me?
Yes.
If you would prepare,
now, even if you hello.
Yes, Zainab, I can hear you, but I wanted to ask you this question: if you were to prepare a pot of stew, if you were to prepare a pot of stew for your family, how much would it cost you to prepare that pot of stew, and how much did it used to cost you before?
So it not less than 6,000 without meat.
Without meat.
And it will not take you through this with your family.
And it won't get till the evening. Zainab, can you hear me?
So before we used to do breakfast, maybe one or two, and before you buy rice, buy ingredients, buy everything, the money will not be enough. So it will not be enough. So in the morning, the children will take breakfast, and evening, because as things worse now, they are not eating 3 times in a day. And there are a lot of things that are surrounding us, food, everything, but the price is too much for us to afford, even other people, especially like Makodi here. Fulani crisis, everything, killing people we cannot go to farm and farm early. So this time last year, maize, other food. Hello?
Go on, Zainab. I can hear you. Go on, I can hear you.
Okay. So, okay, sir. Last month, my auntie has one tenant prepare food Akpo used to say before this woman go inside and come back, they steal all the food.
So it has gotten to a point where people are now stealing food items.
Yes, boys are stealing, and even marriage homes are broken.
That's an unfortunate situation. But Zainab, now, Nigerians are saying that they will be coming out to protest on August 1st. What do you say to that protest because of the hunger that's in the land? Do you think that Nigerians should come out and protest to the government because of the hunger?
Yes, sir. Nigeria should come out and protest so that we see what God will do. The rich people, they cannot live without poor people. And when it's time of election, we try our best, we're listening to them. But when it's time for our own, they cannot listen to our cry. Children in the school suffering. And children, they send it to the school here. Some are begging food. Even family, married people begging food before they eat. And some people, they don't even have food to eat once in a day. Even Gary, that is poor man food, Garina is even cost. Nothing they can afford. So even your salary cannot be enough for you and your children and your family. There's other things, problems around us. Let government look into this problem.
Zainab,
people are crying, the widow, the motherless children, they are crying, and our God touch them.
Zainab,
so
before I let you go, Zainab, I want you to speak on the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira that the federal government approved. Is this 70,000 naira going to be enough to reduce some of these pressures? Is it going to be enough to carry a family for 1 month, in your own thinking?
My own experience, it is not enough. And as the way they think it is, it's not enough.
All right, Zainab. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contributions. Zainab called from Makodi, telling us about the fact that it costs 6,500 naira to prepare a pot of stew for a family without meat. So it means that perhaps if you're going to get meat, that price or that cost might rise to around 10,000 naira or more. The other caller that we had from Nasarawa State spoke about how he had a quote of 10,000 naira to procure just tomatoes for visitors that he was going to have, and unfortunately he had to convert the plans from rice and stew to jollof rice. Jollof rice used to be Nigeria's pride and joy, but now we can see how the rising cost of tomatoes is making our jollof rice to, lose that, I beg your pardon for using this word, that steez that it used to have on the African and global continent. But then again, the conversation remains the rising cost of food prices in Nigeria and the attendant effects it's having on we Nigerian citizens. Good morning. We have another caller. Good morning. Welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good morning. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
Good. Your name and where you're calling from?
So, I'm Alhaji Druade from Kaduna.
Alhaji from Kaduna. Please proceed with your contributions. But I would like to first ask you, how much is the cost of a mudu of rice in Kaduna now?
Now it's about 2,800 naira.
And last year, how much was it?
But last year it's not up to even 1,000.
Wow. So what do you say to these developments?
It's because people clamoring for unnecessary protest. What are they doing in the urban area? They're supposed to go back to farm and help people farming there in order to boost food problem, food security. And at the same time, they knew actually what is happening in the farm. People are afraid of bandits and other things. So if they cannot reason, why are they clamoring for unnecessary protest? They themselves, they can go back to farm and see what is happening. Why are they running to the urban area when they have nothing to contribute? It's very unfortunate.
Indeed.
That we have to think, and those people clamoring for protest, they're supposed to go and investigate what is happening. If they themselves go back to farm, I don't think we are going to have this problem. Although we have unnecessary inflation as a result of
all right.
fuel subsidy.
All right. Alhaji says if we go back to the farm, perhaps we would not be having this.
To help those in the farm as well. Why are they running to the urban area?
So perhaps maybe the government should focus on empowering farmers more than they are focusing on the distribution of this 25 kg rice that's going around the country.
My own contribution.
Okay.
If government can embark on massive production of food through Federal Ministry of Agriculture by making sure that all the forests around the country should be cultivated and turned to farm plantation. Let them build low-cost houses for those planning to farm there, so that bandits and all these things will not have where to stay again. If they turn it to farm plantation, you understand what I'm saying now?
Yes, I do. Indeed,
Farming
I do.
Here and there, let all the state commissioners of agriculture be in charge. The local government chairman will now cultivate all the farms around, or for those forests, let them turn it to farm plantation.
All right, then.
So that nowhere bandits can have a place to stay.
All right,
and if they ask World Bank to loan them, they are ready to loan.
Indeed. Thank you so much.
Then
Thank you so much.
All this buying, all the money they are spending for buying guns and other things, it's wasteful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the contributions. Thank you so much for your contributions, Alhaji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, Alhaji called from Kaduna. His recommendation is to focus more on investment in agriculture through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, as a rallying point for all state commissioners of agriculture to commence massive cultivation across the different parts of the country, especially in the unoccupied territories and forests in the country. He says this will, on one hand, lead to a bumper harvest, wiping out the problem of food inflation and food price hikes, and on another hand, it will also wipe out those non-state actors who are occupying these areas and have been wreaking havoc in small communities across the country. And unfortunately, that's going to be the last call that will be taken this morning. However, do we have any WhatsApp messages right now, Mr. Director? If you would pull them up. Okay, at this moment, we don't have any WhatsApp messages. So thank you so much for the call and the contributions into the program. For all of those who have called with your contributions and with your advice to the federal government, and especially to Nigerians as they prepare, come August 1 to voice out their concerns with regards to the rising cost of living and the rising cost of food stuff. For those who were unable to call in, well, please do well to call in again tomorrow, and we definitely will be waiting to pick those calls. For now, we've come to the end of the segment.